I want to tell you one hidden benefit of gratitude that I did not fully understand until this time last year. Today marks the anniversary of the time I almost lost my wife. She gave birth to our son in November and started to recover after that, and then everybody in the house got sick, one by one. I was carrying my kids and my wife up and down the stairs with blankets, food, water, medicine. Well, then shortly after everybody recovered, my wife got sick again. But this time she did not get better. She got worse and worse and worse and worse, scary worse. It got to a point where she could not move. She was experiencing agonizing pain in her chest. Her legs started to swell up. We had no idea what was going on. Around this time, we had family in town. My brother in law, who's a nurse practitioner, looked at my wife and said, "She needs to go to the ER." My mother in law took my wife while I watched over the kids, and it was like one of those slow motion drama montages in the movies, slowly getting news back. She had blood clots in her leg and in her lungs that were starving her body of oxygen and nutrients. The only medicine that they had was a medicine that was not allowed for nursing mothers, which means my newborn son would not be able to nurse anymore. They told us that there was a possibility that my wife could have died. A few hours later, I found myself in a hospital room with my wife, and we found ourselves just telling each other everything that we were grateful for in that moment. Grateful that my family was in town and that my sister, who was nursing her baby at the time, was available and willing to nurse my baby so that I could take care of my wife. I was grateful that after a lot of research, they were able to find an alternative medicine that was allowed for nursing mothers. It was 2 injections a day for 6 months, but it was still an alternative that would allow my wife to nurse. I was grateful that the situation gave me a chance to reflect on how I would take care of my kids if my wife were to die. I was grateful for that perspective. I was grateful that she didn't die and that I could still have a few more moments with her, however long. I was grateful that we had a hospital room with a window that faced the helipad so that I could get video of the helicopter landing and taking off for my son who loves everything that can fly. I spent over an hour with my journal open just writing down everything I was grateful for in that moment. And for the first time in my life, I experienced the power of gratitude in staving off fear, desperation, hopelessness, despair. It was probably the hardest time in my life, but gratitude pulled us through it. Gratitude is not just a nice practice, it is a lifeline. And if you don't practice gratitude when things are good, you're not going to even think of it as a tool when things get bad. Build the muscle. Write 3 things a day, and you will be amazed at what it will do for your mindset and how you show up in life.